Hi everyone, welcome to first of its kind Zoom, whatever you call it. But this was something which happened because of COVID. I don't think we could have pulled off such a big number from all over the world to actually come down and to meet like this. So thanks to COVID for that only. Yeah? And moving on, we'll just give 5 more minutes because people would be coming in. We just 6-1 now. We just give it like 5 minutes more and let's see how many people join. And first ground rules is this is a Zoom thing. A lot of technical issues which can happen. So if you think there is a background sound or something, please mute yourself because I can identify whose actually voice is at the disturbance. Okay, we just give 5 more minutes. I'll be back. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So for your information, we are recording this session. So those who couldn't join can see all those what has happened here. And the YouTube live is not working because you have to activate and give it 24 hours time. So 24 hours will only happen after 2 hours. So YouTube is not working. But we have the FB live. So all those who doesn't have Zoom can actually be watching us through FB. All right. So I'll update you how many are in and stuff like that. All right. So out of the panel members, we have with us right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of us right now, and one person has messaged me he might be late. So we'll start with whoever is available. And any other blues can join us, but we had to confirm 10 because that's how it works. What if the others don't turn up? So we've just had 10 people who we would start with, and we will be slowly going to the others also. All right. So so it's a big day. We have a finals. We met at the same time last year, but we met at the Hilton DoubleTree, if you all remember, and we had a wonderful day. Now we hope we beat Arsenal the same way. I know you all would be, dreaming of the same scoreline. But to start off the discussion today, and the real purpose of meeting this way is to actually, the Chelsea Blues or the Qatar Blues can actually meet up and not feel that we didn't have any kind of, let's say, live screening or something. But we are still together, and we use technology for this purpose. And to be very frank, I was very happy to actually have received or to have arranged this in a very short span. And within a gap of 2 hours, everything was set. And that was something which happened due to the Eid holidays as well, because everyone was available. So it just turned out well. So before I start, let me introduce the panelists so that everyone knows who they are. And we have one person in particular joining us from London right now. That is Andrew DeCosta. Andrew, hi.
Hi, everyone.
And, hi. So Andrew was in Qatar, and he left Qatar, I think, a year ago.
Oh, no, a bit longer than that. Nearly 3 years ago now.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite some time, yeah. And he's joining us from London, not Wembley, but I'm sure he would have been there if it was Wembley, yeah. And others, so he's Andrew DeCosta. He's joining us live from London. And we have Mr. Karan Menon. Just raise your hands for others to see, yeah. And he is the Yokohama division manager in Qatar. Mm-hmm. I hope you guys know him. And we have Mr. Edmund Maguire.
Hello, everyone. Again,
hi.
I'm making a habit of only joining you guys, it seems, on Cup final day. I'll change that.
Yeah, and he works with QNB, and we have Mufid Khan. Mufid. Hi, Mufid, and Mufid works with British Council. And we have Siddhant.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Siddhant.
Hey, Siddhant.
Hey, Neil.
And then we have Anil Bandari. Anil.
Hello.
Hey, Anil. And then we have Riaz.
Hi.
Hello, Riaz.
Riaz is the most active member we have on the WhatsApp group we have.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have Jim. Hey, Jim.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
And
Hey, hi.
these are the members we have from the panel. But outside that, we have Shamil. And we
Hello.
have Shamil will be
Hello.
helping me. Hey. Shamil will be helping me be my co-host because there are a lot of technical issues. Thank you, Shamil. And the others would be joining us soon. And I've kept it open so anyone can join in. And also others would be joining us on the FB Live. Okay. So to start off with, I know we have exactly 1.5 hours for the match, and we'll just slowly go from one to the other. And even though this is an analysis of the match, but I know since this is the first of its kind, we have a lot of things to discuss. So we are not just restricting ourselves to the match. So first of all, the first question I go by is last year we played Arsenal. We as a team then and today, do you think we're going to defeat Arsenal the same way we did last year, or any of you think the otherwise? So that's the question we have starting with. So I'll go with I can see Mufid on the top left. So I go with Mufid.
Hey, the score line was amazing last year. We had such a nice time. So many people showed up. It was just fun, yeah, last year. I am a little optimistic that way because I want to end the season with a bang, which would be really nice, really motivating for the players and the manager. Are you going to take score predictions later, or should I just tell them now?
It's all up to you.
I mean, I am optimistic, but not
do you want
overly. So I would say
do you want to see the
3-1.
do you want to see the starting lineup to predict?
Oh yeah. Yes, I have written it down actually.
Okay.
The plan. Yeah, there are some players that I think should play, and I don't know. It might not be a popular opinion, but I want, of course, the goalkeeper. I would want Kepa to be benched. Just putting it out there. So I want Caballero in the post. James, Aspi, Zuma, Rudiger together. Because if it's alone, it's no point. Alonso, of course. I think in the middle, I want Kova, Jorginho, Willian. Because Willian will bring some experience and his work rate is amazing. I don't understand. Lampard has not kept him on the bench for a long time, but he's good. And Kova, of course, is one of the player of the year, Chelsea player of the year for me. He's been amazing. He just lacks assists and goals, but otherwise, he's just been outstanding for us this year. And then Puli and Giroud in the front, I think, would be amazing again. Yeah, that would be good. I think 3-1 would be a nice score. Because
you should be confident with your prediction.
yeah, I would say 6-3 the way we are going, but then but I want to say 3-1 for now.
Okay,
That's good. Yeah.
So what do you think? Have we improved as a team since last year, or we just still unpredictable? We could do good at the same time. We could do bad. I mean, is that where we stand?
I think the problem is we could say the same about the Arsenal team. That's the major outcome from the whole thing that has happened in the past few months. I think we could say the same about the Arsenal team. You don't know when they show up. But then I think we can nick this one, knowing the fact that there are certain things that they don't have an advantage over us. So I think we can take the matter there. We can have a certain upper hand that way.
Okay. All right. Thanks. We'll come back to you. So we'll
Cheers,
go to Mr. Karun. Please unmute yourself before you start. Yes, I can't do it. You'll have to do yourself. No, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Karun Menon. I'm divisional manager for Yokohama Tires in Qatar. As you all know, we ended our partnership temporarily with Chelsea in July, but we are going to have a global tire partnership very soon, which means that we'll tie with them starting September 1st with renewed contract conditions, which includes a lot of exciting things, of course, like the dealer trips for tire dealers here to Chelsea, Stamford Bridge.
Local talk.
Is there an issue? Yeah. To Stamford Bridge and coaching camps in Qatar with Chelsea Foundation camp coaches, and we are really looking forward to it. We were in fact the second country after China to hold training camp here for 2 years for Qatari as well as expatriate kids with Chelsea Foundation coaches. 3 of them came down each year, and we had a fantastic time here. Nihad was very much part of it. Coming back to the match, I expect Chelsea to win it 2-1 or 3-1 with a formation of 3-4-3, which I believe Arsenal will also play, obviously because of our defensive frailties. And I believe, Caballero would start over Kepa with Aspi, Rudy, and Zuma in that back three. And we'll have our wing backs in Reece James and Alonso. Then, when you talk about midfield, I expect the captain to start over, Jorginho, with Kovacic, alongside him. Plus 2 wingers and centre forward and 0. Wingers being Mount and Pulisic. That's what I expect today. And I expect Arsenal to play it hard, Arteta, as you know, and Lombard, both of them are, experienced campaigners in FA Cup. And Lombard is, in fact, going to be the only manager player, along with Arteta, to win it. Not the only ones, apart from Robert Di Matteo and I think Vialli. Frank Lombard would be the third guy to win it as a player and manager if he wins it today. And if you take Arteta, George Graham has done it in the past for Arsenal, both as a player and manager. So he would be emulating George Graham if he wins it today. And I hope that it will be a good match. And as you know, Arsenal has a very good history in the FA Cup. They've entered the final 21 times and have won it a lot. Whereas we have won it, 8 times out of 14 finals. But as you all know, we lost the last FA Cup finals against them. And we would be itching to, retaliate for that. Whereas they would be hoping that they win it as they've lost the Europa Cup, to us 4-1. Thank you, Nihad. I'm not taking much of time. Mr. Edmund,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll move on to Mr. Edmund. Before I do that, let me just remind all those who have joined that we've started a discussion on how the score is going to be and what do you guys predict. Before that, how do you think Arsenal has changed since last year's finals and how Chelsea has improved, and what do you all think that we're going to achieve today? Do you think we're going to thrash them like last year, or we're going to see a very tough fight, or Arsenal is going to surprise all of us? So that's the question, just for those who joined. So I'm moving on to Mr. Edmund. Mr. Edmund?
Okay, thanks, Nihad. Okay, I think Chelsea have had a fantastic season and outperformed. And Frank Lampard was brought in to do a job knowing the academy and has absolutely delivered. And they got there by the skin of their teeth to the top 4. But that's all he was asked to do. I think that's amazing. And so I think in my view, Chelsea have crossed the line. And I can see all the language of the last week, really, in the build-up to the FA Cup final is one of motivating and getting them up for the cup, as we say. And I believe they won't be up for the cup as much as Arsenal will be up for the cup. So I'm afraid my heart, whilst it's with Chelsea, my head and my money would be with Arsenal. I've seen Chelsea win at Wembley a number of times. Wembley, even with or without a crowd, is down to heart and who wants it most, particularly in a cup final. It's a unique match, and I think Chelsea will be found wanting in terms of the heart and the desire to win the match. So I may be contrary to most people on the call, but it's my old sage wisdom coming through. Okay,
you said a very good thing that Lampard has done a very good job. Even most of the legends like Steven Gerrard or one of the Manchester United legends said the same thing. I mean, looking at what the Manchester United manager has done, Frank Lampard, with all those limitations he had, he has done a very good job. So with an FA Cup final, in the league standings with the goal difference, we came below Manchester United. But today's win would actually surpass that, to be very frank. And so that is the only thing, to be fair, is left for Chelsea, because the Champions League does not look very promising with the task we have in hand. So Lampard has done a very good job. So how do you think, Mr. Edmund, Lampard how would people start rating Lampard if you win or lose this game?
I think he's got a tough task to survive. It's a ruthless business managing these big clubs. When you look at Chelsea's history with Abramovich, it's like having hot dinners, having managers. And I think Lampard has done what he was being asked to do, and he may be asked to move on at the end of next season. Whether he's seen as being such a high-level manager when they bring in the big players. So I don't think it'll make any difference. He's done to his credibility, his reputation, but I really think he's got a tough job to be in the job in 13 months' time.
Yes, right. Thank you. We'll come back to you. Moving on, let me call on Mr. Anil. Anil, please unmute yourself. And the first question, the same question. What do you think? How do you think the game is going to be?
Like I checked the start today, just before the game right now. Then Ateta and Lampard, both of them never lost FA Cup final. So let's see who will lose as a manager tonight. Okay, but I'm very positive with the Lampard, how he managed this season. And in Arsenal also, he's doing good job. But we are at Chelsea, so let's hope for the best. I know as a team, I know Arsenal have a more better record than Chelsea in the FA Cup final, but this time is our time. We can do it better, I think.
All right, thank you. I'll get back to you. And moving on, Mr. Jim. Unmute yourself before you start.
Hey, Chelsea guys, what's up?
Hey, Jim. We don't see you much, huh? Most of them don't know you yet.
Only the FA finals, you see me. Things that matters the most. So the question was what the score is going to be. I strongly believe it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to go to penalties. That's my bet on it. I think it's going to be Chelsea win if it goes to penalties. And then another question would be, who wants it the most? I feel like Arsenal haven't won a cup for the last probably 10 years, right? So I think Arsenal will be putting their heart and soul into this game. That's one thing I know 100%. But when I look at the last 5 games that Chelsea we played, I think our biggest loss was with Liverpool. But Arsenal have lost. I think Arsenal have lost all the games with the top 4 teams, except I think the last one they played was with Manchester City, right? And they beat Manchester City. So I have a feeling Arsenal will play very well, but I believe Chelsea will be lucky with this one. Okay. That's my take on it.
Okay, you said about not winning. I think they have only won FA Cups in the last, let's say, 18 years. Maybe last 17 years. Arsenal,
right?
Maybe they have won a couple of times. That's it. So they have the habit of winning it also. So you never know.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think they've won a cup for a long time. That's why I feel that they want this cup more than anyone.
All right. So moving on, I'll call upon Mr. Riaz.
Yeah, hi guys.
There he is.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
In case if anyone thinks there is a network issue, you can switch off your video and only speak, so that the video doesn't, take too much of your bandwidth. So in case the video is not clear, you can switch off the video and only speak.
Okay. So am I waiting for your question, or you guys are waiting for my
No, we have
answer?
the same question. The question is,
Uh,
are we actually, I mean, how is the game going to be? I mean, are we going to defeat them like last year? Or are they better than us today?
I mean, comparing it's a different, entirely different season. I know two kind of different managers who everyone believe will reach the top because of their work rate. And honestly, I have all my respect to Arteta as well, because he has been decent. Even the Man City fans has a very good opinion of him as the Pep Guardiola's under custody, and he deserve it. You know what it should be. Arsenal had a very poor first half under Emery, and the reason why the last few matches Arsenal have been very good, and the main reason of that has been switching to a back three with David Luiz. We know how we know David Luiz is better than anyone else, and we know he always brings the best when he is in the center of the back three. So Arteta did it regularly, and they're carving out results. And we all everyone had worst opinion about David Luiz and Mustafi over the first half of the season, but after switching to back three, I think most of them were very good. And comparing to last season I really believe we never expected, to be honest, a 4-1 result in the last season. And two of our best players in the Europa League throughout the campaign, Olivier and Eden, had a very good game, and it helped that to it helped us to look the end result easy. But on the other hand, I thought there was a starting 11 wasn't good for Arsenal. They didn't put Ramsey in, which made it so easy for us also. So this time, as everyone said, it's Arsenal want it more than us, because this is their only chance of getting into Europe. So I don't, and it's a cup final. I don't want to be in cloud 9 or something, but even a narrow win for the Blues, I'll be much happier. And I expect us to carve out Arsenal by a single goal, whether it's 1-0, 2-1. I'm happy. And yes, Arsenal will be there with all the fight, but they have some injuries, and we have some returns. So I mean, we have before the match, I would say physically and in and even in the lineup we look good. So I hope the guys make it worth till the end, and we just edge out them.
Yes, 1-0 will do, but we want more than that. That's what. Moving on, let me call on Andrew. You'll have to unmute yourself, Andrew.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Okay, well, greetings from London. I think the team, I'm assuming that Frank will go with a back three, in which case the team largely writes itself. So Caballero, James, Aspie, Rudy, Zuma, Alonso at the back. Up front, Pulisic, Giroud, Mason Mount to start. And then in the middle, I'm assuming he'll start Kovacic and Jorginho. Having said that, I would probably prefer to, personally, probably would have preferred to have started with Ross Barkley. I think he's been quite consistent in what I've seen, but the press have been talking about Kante coming back. Whether or not the FA Cup final is the right game to come back to start after 5 matches out, I don't know. Okay, who's going to win? Well, it depends which team turns up. Then that applies to Chelsea as much as Arsenal. If the Chelsea that went to Sheffield United turn up, then I'm sorry, but we hope that it's the team that stood up to United and that they play the same way. Which David Luiz will turn up? That's a big question in a lot of the papers. I think I'm probably saying a lot of things that other people said. I need to highlight one advantage that Arsenal do have. Playing at the Emirates is the same as playing in an empty stadium in terms of atmosphere. And that, in my mind, gives Arsenal an advantage. I'm sorry there are no...
Yo, Andrew, just a quick interference. The lineup is in, so just a quick interference. Actually, Kante and Willian has been benched, and Jorginho, Kovacic is starting with Mount, Pulisic and Giroud up front. The rest looks similar. So maybe return from the injury, Kante and Willian. Lampard opted to start on the bench rather than on the pitch.
And I think it's I think Willian is an interesting one because a lot of the press is speculating that he'll sign for Arsenal after the game or after the European campaign is over. So that's an interesting selection. But I think Willian deserves a good send off from Chelsea, and this would be a fitting way to do it. Hopefully looking forward to seeing Callum and Tammy come on late second half and having an impact, because there's no doubt that they were the start of our season. Did we improve on last year? Very difficult to improve having lost Eden Hazard, but certainly Tammy stepped up at the beginning of the season. So although he's fallen behind Olivier late season, it'd be nice to see him get his chance and take his chance. And I'd say the same for Loftus-Cheek, who really deserves a good end of season. Prediction 2-1.
Chelsea. But Willian is not starting. That was surprising. I was looking at the lineup, and Willian is not starting.
No, Nihad, it's not even starting. Willian is not even in the squad.
Oh.
No, because he's off to Arsenal. It's pretty certain he's off to Arsenal.
Oh. Okay, so it's like 3-4-3, I guess.
Or 5-2-3. Okay.
So that's a surprise, because we were just talking about having a good send-off to Willian, because we have a coach who been through this thing. I mean, he wasn't offered more than 1 year contract, right? So he's going to deal with another player who's going through the same thing. I don't think the Chelsea management would actually give more than 1 year, because that is something they're very strict with. And it started during our old coach, one of the Portuguese coach who came in, AVB. I think during his time, I think this whole thing started. So anyways, I don't think he's going to get more than 1 year, and I don't think he wants to leave London. So that is where Arsenal is the only option he would have, because we all know that Willian doesn't like Spurs. So he would go to, let's say, Arsenal. Anyways, the lineup is interesting, and we move on with our discussion. Let me call upon Siddhant.
Hey guys, yes.
Hey,
The lineup is in, so I don't give my speculation, but I think I was thinking on the same lines that we'll probably go man for man on the in the same setup as Arsenal, with 3 at the back, 3 in the front, and then 4 in the middle. But then while defending, of course, five down. Well, this is, in my opinion, like if you look at man for man, you look at position to position, we are worse off than Arsenal in just 3 of those positions, right? Right at the front with Oba is definitely the best striker on the field at the moment, with probably in the in the English league at the moment, with Sergio injured. When of course in the goalkeeper's position, right, where we have. Martinez over there. He's that goalkeeper is better than all of our goalkeepers put together combined. I would, in my opinion. And the third one is kind of controversial, but I have seen him play over the years for Arsenal quite well. That would be Bellerin. I remember I'm not sure whether it was the FA Cup final last when or it was another game with Arsenal itself. Eden Hazard was, through the defenses, he got a lovely clear ball through, and he was going to run one-on-one with against the Arsenal keeper, and Hector Bellerin charges him down, tackles him, in the middle of the half, between the halfway line and the penalty box, and he stops the attack effectively. He's been playing really well, and again. And I think he will put in a really good game. But apart from that, man for man on the all other 9 positions on the am I counting right? No, 8 positions on the field. Yeah, we are definitely better off. But again, just like Edmund said, Arsenal will probably have the bigger heart to win this than we do, because there's a lot riding on this, not just for for bragging rights, but they could possibly go to Europe if they win this. right? So that's something that I would say is riding on them. However, to win, I would predict that if we can score in the first 10 or 15 minutes, we will definitely win. I'm saying that if we score the first goal in the first 10 or 15 minutes, we will definitely go on and win the game. However, if it gets dragged on, well, it is a toss up between all of us. I'll go for a 4-3 for the Blues, of course. Yeah, that's what my heart says, but who knows?
Yes, I think I was having a very interesting discussion yesterday with Riyas over the phone. And you know what happened with the Manchester United game, the semis? I think they got it all wrong. Yeah. And we got it very well also. So, that could happen. But with Arteta, the Arsenal coach, and him trying to be more calculative and a good person, someone I think who right now Pep is missing. He would not be he would want to prove a point. So I don't think he would get it wrong. So it is going to be very, very tough as well. Yeah. So we have one more person who's joined us, Mr. Michael Gulf King. So that's his pen name. Gulf King is how we know him in our groups, and he is also a very active guy. And we've seen some heated moments among a few of us. So, Michael, please unmute yourself and please join discussion. So, what do you think? Are we going to thrash them like last year, or are they better than us this time? Michael? I think he just got stuck in between. Yeah, network issues. All right, moving on. We just move on to the next part of this discussion. All right. So we have Kai Havertz coming in. Hopefully, that deal goes through. I think there is a very tough negotiation going on right now.
I think Michael is back. I think Michael.
Michael. So please unmute yourself, and we'd like to hear from you.
Okay, I'm here considering the fact that Arsenal has not lost FA Cup final since 1980, the last one to West Ham. It will not be an easy task. They are very good in this competition. So we expect a very great fight. So you just have to be cautious of their attacking threats. They might have a leaky defense like Chelsea, but the attacking threats is what we cannot overlook. So you just need to, my prediction maybe 3-1. We will go forward. I know we concede, but we have much more goal up front. I believe Giroud will like to hunt back his former club, as always. He did that in the FA Cup final. We also have Pedro on the bench. Pedro is much experienced. So I think we can pull up a good fight. Although it wouldn't be so easy because Arsenal so much need this game. They need to be in the European competition. This game, their life depends on this game. So this game would not be so easy, a walkover. It will be a very tight game because they will play out everything possible. Although there was a statement before the match about Frank Lampard. I think that was from Salomon Kalou. He said Lampard is the only player that is never under pressure or scared of any match when they were playing together. So the calmness of the boss plays a big role in this particular game. When the boss is calm, it impacts the team. The dressing room has a whole lot. The mental strength of the team means a whole lot to the fans and to everyone. When you are mentally stable, when you are mentally strong, you can do anything. You can perform wonders. That is the problem we're having with Kepa. Kepa is lacking mental strength. That has made him lose a lot of focus. He's good, but he's not mentally fit. So that has been. Let me just predict 3-1.
3-1, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. We'll get back to you. Okay. And moving on. Did Kepa just play his last game? Did he play his last game already, or are we going to see him? Andrew, what is it like in London? What is it like around the stadium and with the fans? how do they like Kepa much, or they all want to see a better player coming in?
Well, it's difficult to gauge that because obviously I haven't been into the stadium since the Liverpool game in March. Going by the press, it's a done deal. It's it's anyone but Kepa.
Okay.
There's some talk that they've put in an offer for is it the Ter Stegen? But it's the Atletico keeper that most people are making a noise about. Good keepers at that end of the quality spectrum are not going to be easy to get. I suspect I think if we had a choice of getting another spending 80 million on a left back or 80 million on a keeper, I'd probably give Kepa a season and improve the left back.
Okay. And so you're telling me is that Kepa is not going to stay for next game or next season?
Well, if you believe the newspapers, he's played his last. Frank doesn't want him, and it's simply a case of who we get to replace him. But everyone knows that everyone will know what Chelsea's budget is, and it's unlikely that we will get value for money. Now, Marina Graniskova does not waste money. She'll spend big, but she won't waste it. And
that's what she's good at. Yeah.
So I can, for all the talk of Kepa being unwanted, I could still see a scenario where he still starts the next season, and the next season is not very far away.
Yeah, it's just maybe 1.5 months back. I mean, after this ends, September mid, I guess we start again. Yeah. So he was bought for a very big amount. So and we wanted to actually have a replacement for the person who left us. But won't there be a pressure on the management who bought him to actually retain him? Because to be very frank, I feel he has been very unlucky. To be very frank, I was watching last game. I mean, the Liverpool game. I don't think the first 2 goals is something which he could stop. But when you see the game, it looks as if it was his mistake, or everything turns around. Against him. Even in good matches also. He's such a young chap. The pressure builds on him is something against.
I agree, and I think it highlights that the difference between the Premiership and Spain and Italy, in that the Premiership is far more physical. Keepers get less protection from referees in the Premiership, and you have to be a big, strong, commanding presence. Now, Kepa's very athletic. When he does make decent saves, they are very athletic. They're almost gymnastic in quality. But what he doesn't do is command his 6-yard box. And for that, you need a physical presence, and you need a domineering character. And we've not seen that yet. And okay, you give a player 1 season to adjust. 2 seasons. I think 2 seasons is a long adjustment period. I think he can improve, but Chelsea would be very generous to give him more leeway.
Okay. So in terms of transfers, who else is coming in? Who else do you think should come into the team right now? We know we need a left back. We know we need to fix the difference, and also there are talks of other positions as well. But who else do you think should be coming in, and who all should be sold off? Loaned off who all should be coming to the 11, or who will be coming to the squad as a whole, or people who should be loaned off? We have a big list of people who've been loaned, but to buy people, we should be selling off as well. So who do you think we should get rid of?
Well, if you were to ask me a month into this season, I would have said Cesar Azpilicueta. He looked dead. He looked as though he'd lost. His legs had gone. He has benefited from the layoff more than any other player, because there's no way he would have lasted the whole season without the break to rest. I think he's been a fantastic servant to the club, but I think he may, we need to have the replacement ready for him, and essentially that's Reece James. I don't know how they want to use Timo Werner. Is he an out and out up top striker? I'm not sure that he has played that way. Or when we've done well, we've either had a Diego Costa or a Didier Drogba or even an Alvaro Morata. We've had a big number 9 up front. And I don't think that Timo Werner is that player. And I think Tammy still has some physical development to reach that position.
So, do you think Giroud is going to stay for another 1 year, or he's off after the season?
I think if we can find someone to replace him, he'll go. I don't. He's 33. He'll be very old by the end of next season. And with the seasons so close together, these will be hard seasons. I mean, really, we should be hoping that Tammy starts building up strength and becomes, learns from Giroud, and then he succeeds him.
Okay, so moving on to Mufid. It will be a really interesting thing to see. But let me ask you. I mean, we saw Tammy coming in for the first half of the season, and he scored, and then slowly he stopped scoring much. And then after the COVID break, I mean, we had Giroud starting regularly. And do you think Tammy is going to be there? Tammy, I mean, he's obviously going to be there. But do you think we're going to see Tammy, Giroud, and Werner at the same time together, or we're going to see some changes here?
Well, credits were due. He started the season very well. He was very promising. But that was, again, I think, as Andrew mentioned, it's all about the pump that they come in with. Getting through to the first team is not an easy task when it comes to Chelsea Academy, and we have had a history of that. People have been talking about it for a long time as well, about the chances that the academy players get and the whole loan system that we follow. But Tammy he still has development to do, but I think more about mental capability. He holds the front very well, but he cuts the pace of the game. Sometimes I feel he loses the tempo of the game. Giroud, of course, the thing about Giroud is even if he's not doing well in a game, he doesn't disappear. You will see him trying his headers. You'll see him shooting blanks, going off target, but he doesn't disappear in big games. And I think that is what he can learn while he has time with Giroud right now. We don't know when Giroud will leave or how it goes again, but I think what the academy players need to do is learn. I think when it comes to Mason Mount and Billy Gilmore and all these players, they'll have a brilliant time learning under Lampard, because he knows what that position demands. I think that's where we lack when it comes to academy strikers. We need a more strong figure to look up to. I think Tammy will stay, but if he does not get enough game time, because this will in turn also later affect his national team presence and stuff like that. I think most of the kids nowadays are looking at that very seriously when it comes to national team presence. That is very important for them. I mean, they have to make an image out there. But if they play the way they are, I think if Tammy holds on, I mean, we have had strikers who have phases in the whole season, so they should turn up for 3 months, disappear for 3 months. We have had strikers like this, but I think Tammy, he's a blue through and through, and I think that will motivate him much more better if he stays. Next season.
The left back, I mean, a lot of speculation regarding the English player, the Everton player. Sorry, the Leicester player, Chilwell. Okay, and we also have an option from Ajax, and the price is hugely different. I mean, why is Ben Chilwell? Why is he opted more, or why is he What if I mean we get a player who is much cheaper than him? What's all around that?
I mean, I don't want to say it's more about, again, English. When it comes to English media, they try to highlight English players more, and people have this mentality that if a local boy stays in a English team again, they last longer that way. And I don't want to say it's like a Lampard bias again, um, to make the dream England team within within Chelsea, which will show up later. But then I think it's more about that. It's more about the media and how it's covered. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the players. They're both brilliant players. But Chilwell has the upper hand because of the experience within the Premier League. Is not an easy league, and to stay mentally strong to survive, I think that's what gives upper hand to Chilwell here.
Probably his experience in England. I mean, you're looking at a player
Exactly.
who's not come, who's playing in other leagues. Yeah. So,
Yes.
Mr. Edmund, you're back. The same question regarding the transfers. The Timo Werner. I mean, there was Mr. Costa has said a very interesting thing about Werner. I mean, we need to see how he performs, and also the left back situation right now at the bridge.
Yeah, interesting points regarding the character of the English Premier League. And it seems, interestingly, that over these years of many non-English players in the league still has an English character to it. And that's what drives it. And, there's many a star footballer in Europe who is seen as inappropriate for the English game. So it's interesting that character persists. And I would say it goes, if you've got an English manager, whatever manager, you just look at Wolves, it's the Portuguese side. The communication is best always with your own kind. So with Lampard there for however long, he would favour, I would have thought, English players because he can communicate, particularly when his competitive advantage has been his success in feeling and understanding the academy players, which he had to use. So I would say that would get the nod for as long as Lampard is there.
I mean, that's very right because we have seen with Arsene Wenger having more French players, Rafael Benitez bringing more Spanish players, and Jose Mourinho bringing more Portuguese players. So that goes around, yeah.
So it's
yes.
I'm interested.
And sorry, bringing in the Italian one.
Yeah.
Sorry, bringing in the Italian. Not forget that.
I don't know if you want to move the conversation on to the goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper. Yeah,
seems to be the big talking point, and I would like to go back to it rather. Kepa, hugely expensive, highly rated, but really has failed as far as I'm concerned. He is not worth the money. He, as you say, he's very acrobatic and it all looks fantastic. And he's a bit of a shot stopper at times, but he's unreliable. And your last line of defense has to be reliable. So I would have thought he's history.
All right, thank you. Over to Mr. Karan Nair. With the same discussion about the transfers. I mean, we're expecting Kai Havertz deal to be done soon. Probably now Europe is secured. Now I think Bayern Leverkusen, I think did mention something about that. So that's done. So what do you think? You have to unmute yourself. Sorry.
A quick word on the left back, if you don't mind. I've been closely following the transfer possibilities, and what I found is that whether it's Chilwell or Tagliafico or the other alternatives that we are talking about, like the guys who are touted as the ones to come in, what I found is that none of them are pacey enough. Like let's say an Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich, or as good as Alexandro or Juventus, as far as I'm concerned. So the best of them seems to be Chilwell because he's a bit more consistent when you go through the statistics. On the other hand, we have got Alonso and Emerson. One of them who was good in a 3-4-3, and the other one who can be good as a defensive, left back. So even if you persist with them, I would rather say that CD and GK are our priorities right now, because you really don't have a very good option other than Chilwell, who seems to be extremely expensive, and I don't think he's as worth it. This is my personal opinion. Let's see how it goes. Coming back to Kai Havertz, yesterday I read an interesting article which says that Marina had been unethically pursuing his transfer through links in Bayern, Leverkusen, trying to find out the weak link so that he can exploit the transfer in an unorthodox manner. But at the moment, they are saying that nothing is finalized as yet, as of today. But at the same time, we know that Kai Havertz has more or less agreed to personal terms as per the press. And we also hear from the press that Leroy Sané, his friend, has more or less confirmed that Havertz is coming in by saying that Werner and Havertz would be welcome additions to Chelsea's squad. Unless everything is done and dusted, we can never really say what's going to happen, especially since Havertz is an expensive target. This is my personal feeling. But once he comes in, yes, he's supposed to be as good as a young Zidane. So why not, But our priority must be to strengthen the central defense. We need a partner for Zuma for sure. Someone who is a leader, combos on the ball, playing from the back, and, good in aerial duels, whoever it is. Plus a good goalkeeper. We heard that Alfonso Areola's wife was looking for an apartment in London. We don't know yet. And there could be a few other interesting options. Hopefully something comes out. And I believe Kepa will not be sold because, the market is dead. Post-COVID, things are totally gone. Barcelona is in dire straits. Also, as a whole of Spain, heard that, their economy shrunk by 18.5% the last quarter, which means that, it's a very serious development. France is equally bad, 14% down last 3 months economy. So, things are very, very fluid right now. And unless something really happens, all we can expect is loans, at least with clubs like Arsenal and, others who are struggling right now. No? Thank you, Nihat. Yeah.
Anil, what do you think regarding the transfers?
Regarding the transfer for left back, I think Chilwell, the price is too high. He's a good player, but price is too high. So I think we will go for Tagliafico, and then I think we will still keep Alonso and sell Emerson. Like maybe we will make like some swap deals if needed. But for a keeper, Kepa has to go. Okay, but I think for me is Dan Henderson, like Sheffield United, is the best guy we can buy, but United will not give us so easily on a cheap price. So I think we need to save money from the left back to invest on like keeper, because we need a big keeper to perform well. If you remember Pep Guardiola first season in Manchester City, like he brought Bravo and he had the same problem, same issues. Then he bring the current keeper and they are doing very good. Like he won gloves also right now. So I think we will invest for the keeper more than left back right now. Tagliafico is available for very less amount, so this is the best deal we can do it for that one. And we need one more defender as well, center back. So I think let's see how they pay like Peter Cech, and they know the best things for the club. But we need to get Kai Havertz as soon as possible now, because we are not getting Sancho, so we must get one more guy who can create and who can score the goals. And I think if we sign Kai Havertz, and then maybe Jorginho will leave for us, because too many midfielders and all big players will not going to stay.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. Players like Odoi and RLC and all those, I mean, are they all going to be there in the squad next year with all these people coming, because they know that their, I mean, regular startup is in doubt and they would only be played like same way this year. So I mean, it's a very confusing and very risky job. Anyways, moving on to Gulf King. I mean, you've been very vocal about your the dislike towards Kepa. So what do you think? You have to unmute, please. Unmute your before you speak. Yes.
I didn't get the last point.
No, I mean, it's about transfer. I mean, you've been very, very vocal about that. You don't like Kepa, and Kepa has to move on. So, what do you think about Kepa, and who should replace Kepa?
Kepa is a young goalkeeper. He has a lot of future ahead. He's just lacking something. He's not motivated. It's not. I don't know what is really happening. He's not interested in the game. He doesn't show remorse for mistakes, for errors. I don't know. Personally, I don't have anything against Kepa, but he has lost interest in the game. He's looking so uninterested in the game. I don't know why. He needs a change of goalkeeper coach. Goalkeeper coach needs to be changed. Then we can go for maybe from championship and get a good goalkeeper. From Fulham or this club as a backup that will mount a serious challenge. You know, Kepa is relaxed because Caballero is old. You know that definitely Chelsea cannot use Caballero as first choice. He's so relaxed. There's no tension. There is relaxed as that number. The first shirt belongs to him. So to him, he's not facing any challenge. You cannot get Jano Black and keep him on the bench. If you are getting Jano Black, means he will be on the first team. So now we paid so much money for Kepa. You cannot let him go like that or put him on the bench permanently. That will be a financial loss on our side. He needs to be featuring in games so that the price tag can come up a bit. We can recoup even half of what we bought him, even if we decide to sell. So it's just something I used to follow with caution. The Kepa's case will be a cautious one. If not, something that happened to Chelsea in the past with some of our young players, like Kevin De Bruyne, I don't know, but something tells me that it might come back to on us again, like others. So, and losing him on a peanuts compared to what we bought him, it's not a good bargain. So that is just, that is just my own idea of the whole team. Nick Pope is good to replace Kepa, but I don't think that Burnley will let go of Nick Pope. I don't think they will let go of him like that. They don't have any replacement. But if Chelsea pays the right price, the right amount, put the right pressure, I think they will be forced to sell. Burnley is a medium. It's not just an average team that had a good season or an average season. So I think Nick Pope is a very good one to put a challenge on Kepa, to mount a serious challenge on Kepa. Even if we decide to sell Kepa in January, Kepa needs to be featuring in games so that the price tag can come up. If you put him totally on the bench, he will recover nothing from him. We will sell him next to nothing. So yeah, that's just my say on this. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll move on to Riaz. We have half an hour more for the kickoff. So we just move on to Riaz. Riaz, me and you, we agree on the fact that Kepa is a very unlucky boy. I mean, everything has been against him. But end of the day, he's not performing. And at a club like Chelsea, we can't have people like that. And who can we replace him with? I mean, Oblak. Do you think Oblak will come to Chelsea, leaving Atletico Madrid?
First of all, related to Kepa, I mean, there was issues. I mean, even the first around January or February, I think someone was saying he has personal problems. And of course, there wasn't any confirmation from various sources regarding that. But Caballero has a message for Kepa, which we saw today, which clearly meant his out of form is not only related to the football pitch, but has something to do with his personality. So I think, as I heard, it has something to do with his breakup with his girlfriend. This is what I know. Because even I believe in the first 3 or 4 months, I don't think Kepa was such bad as what we have seen after the restart. So I mean, when you sign, I mean, when you spend a lot of money for a player, I don't know, spending a few more, I mean, just to make him better, it's not a big deal, because you have to, you know, you have spent a world record on a keeper. And if you're saying, I mean, anyone is saying Kepa is not worth it, then that's, we have to say our scouting has been, utter poor. That's not the case. We have signed good players. So what happened to Kepa, if it's only related to his personal problems, we'll have to find a solution to it if it's possible. Otherwise, we have to move on. Yes, we have to get another goalkeeper, because this mental problems, we don't know if it persists next season. Obviously, we have to change the goalkeeper. There is no. And if you're saying about Oblak, his release clause is 120 million euro, and I don't think Atletico Madrid is going to leave him anything less than that. And don't think it's a viable option, especially if you spend 120 million on another goalkeeper. It's going to hit you on every part of other field where you can sign more players. 120 million in this market is huge. You're spending on a player, so at least you have to cut down on your defender or whatever, side you want really improvement, but you will not be able to if you're moving for such a goalkeeper. So as I said, a good keeper, like this Arsenal's current backup keeper, he waited for 10 years for a chance. When he got it, he took it with both hands, and he has been amazing in the past few matches. So there are keepers like this. You don't need to spend 100. I think we could have spent 100 if we couldn't have spent this 80 on this guy last year. So I mean, so that's a difference. And since for the past how many years, 10-12 years, Chelsea has been spending wisely, financially very stable in these things because of Marina involvement. So honestly, I don't feel Oblak will be coming here. But yes, if the issue is going to persist,
What
and
about
the goalkeeping coach is not going to change it, yeah.
What about other players, not just the goalkeeper?
See, LB left back is sure, and there's an interesting news coming today, which says Everton is bidding for Regulian. This guy is in Real Madrid loan, playing in Sevilla, and I watched him a few times. He has been very good, Regulian. So I don't know if they're just bringing him as a backup because Baines has just retired. But honestly, Regulian, as I know, is more than just a backup. So if Regulian comes to Everton, don't know if they will leave Digne, allow Digne to leave for so that could be a good option, because Lucas Digne has been excellent for Everton the past few years. So we have options, like and Chilwell, if they're asking 60-80 for Chilwell, you have to really spend that money on a single player if you think that player is gonna improve your team massively. Like, can he be a Van Dijk? Can he be an Alisson Becker? Or such. So I don't feel I have seen something like that from Chilwell all these years, or at least in the last year, a couple of years. So you have to be very sensible in this market. Of course, we have money because we have a transfer ban, but that doesn't matter. You spend crazily on a guy because he's just English.
Thank you, Riaz. Moving on to Siddhant, and after that we'll take some couple of messages from the others. There is a message coming in from Facebook to Mr. Andrew. All right. This guy is asking you to look out of the window, and he says London is already blue. He's just asking you. Yes. All right, Siddhant. Yes, over to you.
Yes. I've got a lot of thoughts about transfers, but I don't know. I'll probably say things that is in my heart and wildly obnoxious. I think Kepa will get a second chance or a third chance, since it's another season with Chelsea. Many reasons, and many of them were covered here. We've paid a lot for him. It's definitely not his lack of ability. It's possibly a lack of mental strength. In fact, you can see, two opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of professionalism from two opposite ends of our pitch. We have Giroud on one side, in January, who was doing bad and had rumors about that he'll be leaving the club, and the way he has turned it around. Then the same way Kepa, we had points against him, and we were asking him to do better and why is he doing this? Why is he playing this way? And it has gone just downhill from there. So we've got two ends, one going upwards, one going down, and with a club like Chelsea, I think we can definitely have have psychologists, have people sit down with him, turn his head around, have him, set with the club. I'm not sure how Lampard looks at him, and why is he keeping him out? I definitely think it's the right reason to keep him out for this entire season, including our game against Bayern. I don't think Kepa should be playing. But coming for the next season, I think we can prepare him to actually play well, because last season he did play well. Until towards the end with Sari, and him being traffic policeman and all. And apart after that, I'm sure it has just been downhill with him. So he's been on and off, and then after this break, after the COVID break, it's been absolutely poor performances. Of course, there are many saves that definitely he could not have saved, but on the other hand, there are saves that he could do, and I can draw parallels between him and Manu's De Gea. And you can see that in the beginning he was not that great, but then he built up himself. And same way in terms of being physical in the 6-yard box, he was not that great in the 6-yard box in the beginning of his career, but then he has become much better. Of course, his season this year is also horrible, but I'm sure Kepa can do better for us, and hopefully he turns it around. So I don't see anybody else. I would not like us to have anybody else coming in place of him, but I would definitely like to have a strong number 2. Willie, as good as he is, he's just a little too old. As far as left back goes, I don't think we should be going for Chilwell, Denier, or anybody else by paying a lot of money, because they're not they're not a title-winning left back. I would like us to get a left back who could actually stop the runs of Traore, who could stop the runs of these Oba on that side, and ensure that they're stopped. And those are the kind of guys who defensively we would like to see in our team. So those are the ones that those are two things that I would like to look at. Yeah.
Thank you. I'd like now move on to the others who have joined us. We have Basim, who is live right now. And we have Shamil, we have Roshan, we have Aditya, Shiansu, and yes, and Jimna. So if any one of you would like to contribute, I'll start with Basim. Basim, please unmute yourself. Please come in and talk to us regarding what you think the match is going to be, and who should Chelsea buy.
To be honest, I don't think that we should let Kepa go. I seen a lot of criticism towards him. Yes, one or two he had a bad game after COVID. He played 69 matches. After that, we lost 19. We didn't keep the clean sheet more. But for me, I think he's a young lad. We should give him a chance rather than spending hefty amount to buy a keeper right now in the market. We don't have a proper one. Definitely the teams, they will not let keeper goes like Barcelona or Real Madrid or whoever. So I think last game what we have saw we played with Manchester United, and that was pretty cheeky goals what we got. He did a mistake, totally. So mistake can be happen, and it's fine. But I think we should give him a chance. And I think we have a problem in defense. I don't think we have to go anywhere with the mid or with the front liner as well. Defense, we need someone like a strong defense center back who can take care of it, take care of the defense, because defense also complement keeper. That's what I think. Keeper is just not alone who can just save goals or everything, but I think defense has to be strong enough as well. Sometimes silly mistakes done by Rudy. Zuma has been playing well now, but we have seen his mistake in previous games as well. Christensen, same. SP is also doing mistakes lately, starting of the season. So I think we need to have a strong defense as well. Defense is the main thing. We don't need a keeper, I think. We need one, I think, but we can take a youngster. But I think we shouldn't let Kepa go. We should give him one more year, I think, one more chance. That's what I think.
I agree with you. And regarding today's game, what do you predict?
Today's game, what do I predict? Oh, I'm seeing Arsenal getting raped. Sorry.
Okay.
We win. We will win by 2-1. That's my prediction. I think, yeah.
I'll take a last minute prediction again when you wind up. So anyone else? Shamil, Roshan, you guys are there. I don't see you on the video. So if you guys are willing to talk, please reveal yourself. We'll take it on from there. All right. So moving on. The final say, because we have 15 minutes to go. What I'm going to let you know is we have a session after the game also. I don't know how many of you could join, but the session is soon after the game. I'll try to get a streaming happening in this thing. So who are watching from here can keep watching the game also from here. And soon after that, we all get back for this session again. I know not everyone would be available, but whoever is available, please do. And we'll take it on according to the availability. We might get into the celebration mood or we might get into the other mood, but whatever it is, we could have it here. Let's see. And I think we could have more people coming in if we win. So let's see how it goes. So one final thing about Lampard. Whatever it is, Lampard is a legend and all those, but it's business for Chelsea. And Abramovich is actually, I mean, he's back. Maybe the stadium plan is again revived. It's back into the table. But what do you think? I mean, Lampard is trying to do the next season with this, because you know that Lampard do concede goals. I mean, he's okay with it. I mean, that's how he sets his team. So the defense, as someone mentioned, the defense and the midfield. I mean, we're not like a Mourinho team where, you know, considering, I mean, we play a different game. But where do you see Lampard taking our team next year? Can I start with Andrew?
Okay, well, I don't see us winning the league next year. I think if we can overhaul United and City, if we, I think top three will represent progress, and I think it will be seen as an achievement. I think everyone will expect to see a strong performance in Europe, which obviously doesn't necessarily mean winning Champions League, but we should be in the last 8. Where does I think Frank will reach a point where he knows he can only go so far with the academy players that have come through, and certainly if the likes of Callum Hudson-Odoi don't perform, then I can see ourselves becoming a selling club and moving those players out. I think what Frank would love most of all is to find another Frank. And whether or not Ruben Loftus-Cheek turns into that box-to-box attacking player that can own and cover the midfield remains to be seen. Ross Barkley occasionally shows signs of being that player. I don't know. But I think that's what Frank is trying to move towards. He wants to be attacking. He wants to be entertaining. He wants to see us move the ball quickly, and he wants to see us score goals. But I think he's going to take a couple of years to do that and become a league-winning side.
Along with this, we have seen Peter Cech coming back. Okay, now we have seen John Terry somehow the last day. I mean, taking Aston Villa out of relegation, and we have also seen a lot of other players, good players. For example, Michael Ballack. I mean, he's been involved with the club in many ways. But do you see any other senior, people coming back to the club in some other positions?
Well, there are a lot of players that are back and helping. So Joe Cole is helping in the academy. Paulo Ferreira, Tor Andre Flo both help with loanees. There is a very strong link with the past. I think there is a temptation to get big names back. Like, we would love to have Didier Drogba around, but what would he do? There are only so many useful roles that you can create. And if you have too many of ghosts from the past around, there is a danger that they end up haunting you.
Yeah, definitely.
Frank was always cut out to be a manager, and that's.
And I don't personally see Frank and John being the same team. I mean, that's how they are run by the body language. So I think they won't be in the same team.
No, I agree, and I think John Terry, obviously a legend, Chelsea through and through until even his legs succumb to age. But quite frankly, it takes a lot more than commanding the dressing room to manage a complex football club. And Frank Lampard is a very intelligent, deep-thinking person in exactly the same way that John Terry is not.
I mean, very calculative.
He just has a far deeper intellect, I think, than John Terry. John Terry has a very commanding personality, but I'm not sure that he is as astute.
I mean, do you think Aspilicueta has that commanding? I mean, seeing our defense being so bad and Kepa not doing it. I mean, do you think this guy lacks it? Our present captain.
Sorry,
Aspilicueta.
No, I think
commanding.
Aspilicueta has been a very good team captain, but the team captain is really only about the first team squad. I think Frank Lampard is very much about the club. In the same way that I hear different things about Jose Mourinho and his relationship with the academy. The academy is very much the product of Roman Abramovich, and Roman Abramovich's dream has been to create that club feel with the academy as important as the first team players, and there being natural successions. I think Frank, through his partnership with Jody Morris, creates that management team and management style. I think it'd be very difficult to find anyone else that could have done that, except maybe Brendan Rodgers, who had that experience from the academy upwards.
All right.
Are they the players to turn Kepa around? I don't know. It's not Petr Cech's job to coach the goalkeepers, and I think he could actually be a bit intimidating. I think Kepa needs to develop physically. He needs to develop confidence. He needs to be able to throw his body around the 6-yard box, knock strikers out of the way, and just own that piece of territory. And he doesn't do that at the moment.
Okay, thank you. So we have 5 minutes more. Last round. Let me start with you again, Andrew, the last session. Final score.
2-1.
2-1. Okay. Mufid.
I'll stick to 3-1.
Siddhant?
I'll keep my 4-3. It'll be
4-3.
goals galore. Yes.
Okay. Gulf King.
I stick with 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Riaz?
I'll go with 2-1.
2-1. Okay. Mr. Karun?
3-1 Chelsea. Yeah.
3-1. Okay, I'm going for 2-1. I mean, I didn't get my share of the say. I'm going for 2-1. And I personally think Arteta has a point to make. So I think he's going to, take this as the opportunity to do that, to make a statement this season. So that is what he's behind. And Lampard would want to, to actually not revenge, but to actually, being fourth. I mean, being placed below Manchester United. I think this is the best thing to, respond to that. So that is what I think he's going to do. So guys, thank you very much.
Hello. Okay, I'm here. Yes.
Yes, it wasn't a very.
Yeah. Well, the first few 15 minutes were brilliant. I mean, we went forward with purpose. We were rotating the ball well. But once we scored, and when we started to hold back, I think that was when we kind of lost the plot.
Yeah.
We can't sit back and wait for the other team to come on us. I don't think we can do that at this stage, at least.
Couple of things which I noticed is Aspie, it was very interesting. I mean, till today's discussion, I never felt Aspie, there was a doubt in Aspie, but even though there was a doubt in the way the defense was and his performance, but today someone mentioned it, and today he looked tired, and I think he lost Oba, and I mean, he was injured also, and he was very sad. He was actually literally crying. I don't know, and maybe. No. Maybe he isn't going to start regularly like he did in the last so many years. From next year onwards, I guess. Have a feeling. Anyways, that's very sad. But they're all over the place. I mean, we have to come back stronger.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess Aspie's injury just tells the way he is. He gives the entire 100%, and he physically can't keep up with Obab. So he keeps making those runs, and he pulled his hamstring. So that's quite unfortunate. Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, man. The first half the beginning of the game looked nice. But then, of course, as we have been speaking about SP all this time, he's a very hard-working player and commits a lot sometimes. And I think the pace and everything is. They understood that's the place they can attack us from. I think Reese was given the freedom to go ahead and support in the front. I think SP was a little overconfident about how he can handle uh, strikers in the back. A little overconfident, I think. But I think it's fine. Georgina was orchestrating it very well.
There was something which the commentators was mentioning. I mean, Oba did not get the perfect ball. So even if Aspie left him go, leave him go, I mean, he's not going to get that ball like he wanted to. He would love to. So maybe that was a bit, what do you say, not very composed from Aspie, or a bit more panic.
Aspie, because he is very
or he lost him,
he has a
so
very
he had to do
defense.
something.
I think he took it for the team. He didn't want to risk it. I think it's all over the risk factor. When you're in the back, you're just the person between the goalkeeper and the striker going at him. Because the distance between the next defender, he understood that I didn't think he had the right eyes on the ball to judge where he's going and things like that. But it's fine. It's hard to see him leave the pitch like this. It's an unusual scenario watch him.
We don't remember the last time we saw someone leaving crying like that. Maybe Cesc Fabregas for his farewell, or maybe John Terry was very emotional. He used to, believe he could feel it. But Aspie, I think maybe he's sad. He gave the penalty, and secondly leaving the ground in a very awkward position where Chelsea is. So, anyways, as we all predicted, it's going to be a very close game. 2-1 looks like either side can score the second goal. So,
I was actually going to ask you to do this halftime thing so we can predict the scores again.
I don't want to push everyone. You know why? Because I wanted everyone to come back after the game. So I didn't want anyone to be here.
But this is the story of our season. We played two different games in two different halves. So I think let's see.
What I understood is sometimes he gets it all wrong, Lampard. The game against Sheffield United, I think he got it wrong, very, very wrong, I guess. And the game against Manchester United, okay, they would have got it wrong all over, but we did it very well. So sometimes the tactics that is taken out today. But this game, it doesn't look like one-sided. It is definitely going to be very tough, and the way they're attacking. The confidence the Arsenal players have got in the last half an hour is different. I think they smell that weakness in the defense, and they're actually on a go. I feel like that. I don't know what's going to happen.
You can tell that from the way they're possessing the position of the ball as well. They're holding a good position altogether now, and they understand what they need to do.
Also, too many diagonal balls coming in from the both wings.
Yeah, but then yeah, I think the one who cashes up on that is going to be the winner, of course. Yeah, yeah.
It'll be.
Let's see. I mean, it's hard to tell anything right now. Let's say.
So now, what do you predict?
I'm sticking to 3-1. I mean, I knew that one was coming anyway. I mean, there's no there's no
Yeah.
denying that fact that the first goal, the one goal was coming. Like we know that already. I think we have seen enough of one goals in the whole season.
Shamil, come back.
Shamil was back. Yeah. Shamil,
Yes,
come
so
back, please.
Shamil, how is it?
2-1. I expected this kind of goal.
Okay.
So we'll back. I'm sure we'll score again in second half.
Who they're gonna score or we gonna score?
We will.
Okay, let's see. It's very interesting. I think Lampard will make some changes and hope that actually brings back the game. I mean, in this game, is it 3 subs or we can have up to 5?
I think it's the same 5.
But I think you have to do 2 in the first half, right? Something like that.
Okay. In the whole game. Yeah. I mean, the way we are getting yellow cards, I mean, the ref is giving yellow cards in the first half of the game is very unusual.
The Mason Mount yellow card was
it's
actually
not like
very
there's a lot of pressure from the
unfortunate.
crowd here. It was unfortunate. It was unfortunate. I mean, but still in the beginning of the game, giving out, it's too much, man. Yellow cards like this, no. I mean, they have to see the pace of the game. The starting is very, very, very fast and aggressive. Anyway, I mean, that's normal game because everyone's full of energy. Everyone's just on the pitch and they try to set the mood for the game in the beginning. And giving out yellow cards like this is a little bummer.
We have 3 yellow cards now, but Aspilicueta is off, so we have 2 on yellow cards.
Yeah, I think I jinxed it actually when Aspi got the yellow card. I was like, how are they gonna recover from that? Because it's a very crucial position he plays in, and substituting him, putting him somewhere. I didn't expect him to leave the game, but I was thinking if they move him to the left again, take out Alonso, bring someone else on. I was thinking of Christensen coming on in some scenario, but not like this, to be honest.
Yes, Joshua. What do you think? Should have joined before the game.
For me,
Joshua, after a long time, I think. We miss you, man.
So for me, I think the next thing we need to do now is just to concentrate with more on the midfield to slow down the pace of Arsenal. You understand? Slowing down their pace is all we just have to do now. Because they are attacking more. You can see the run of Pepe and Aubameyang is causing a lot of problems for us. Aspilicueta cannot meet up that pace. That's why we consider that penalty. You understand? So all I think now Lampard should do is look for a means to free Chrisanti and Rudiger. Okay, let Zuma be doing the dirty work. Chrisanti and Rudiger to avoid moving forward. Because if they move, it becomes a headache for us at the back. So just closing down that gap in the midfield. Jorginho is trying, he's going forward, but he's also being slow. You understand, to cover that gap. If Kante is available, is a good option for us now. But if Kante is not available, let Kovacic return back more, from my own opinion, just to close down that midfield.
But to add something which Mofid said, if this is the way the ref is going to give cards, I think Kovacic already has a yellow card, okay? And Mason Mount has a yellow card. And if this is the style of his refereeing today, you can expect a couple more. And getting a red card, you never know. I mean, Aspilicueta, maybe if there was too much pressure, what if he would have given a red card, you know? It could have gone the other way. I mean, referees do make a mistake sometimes.
Red card will really be a big problem for us now.
Yeah,
okay, we have seen the referee is giving out cards. Yeah, the referee is giving out cards very easily, which is very wrong for a match of this magnitude. You understand? A match of this standard, yellow cards shouldn't be given too easily. Because now, that's why I said if Kante is an option now, we need to remove Kovacic and put in Kante. Because that midfield, definitely we need somebody to do that dirty work of stopping the move of Arsenal midfielders.
And Oba has a beautiful, I mean, finishing record, and he plays with ease. I mean, he doesn't struggle much when he gets the right ball.
I mean, Joshua also, I think Berkeley coming in can also help. I mean, only if you're looking at Kante, of course, from the point of view of blocking the midfield pace, but he also brings his own pace. He has his own energy when he comes in. I think Barclay will be a lot more stable in this situation right now. We can also use him. I mean,
Barclay playing Barclay and Jorginho, to me, Barclay and Jorginho is not a good match. You understand? Barclay has the strength, we know. You understand? But he lacks that vision of movement. That is the problem I see in Barclay. That movement, that's why Gilmour became better than him in the pecking order. Because Gilmour has that vision and movement, just like Kante. You understand? So if we must use in Barclay, then take out Jorginho. The pairing of Kante and Kovacic will be nice. But because of the yellow card of Kovacic, I'm afraid. Because he cannot commit himself in any tackles. This is what I'm seeing it now. Any tackles he commits himself, we are in a very big problem. So Lampard have to think deep inside the box now. For me, I think returning to a 4-back, 4 defense will be nice. Take out one of the defenders, I don't know who. If possible, take out James. Let Zuma go to the right. If Zuma goes to the right, he has played there before. It will be difficult, but I know he can stop the diagonal run of Aubameyang. I think Zuma has that pace to close it up. If I'm to suggest on that, then bring in somebody like Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi will be much better in the wing up front there than Mount. Mount is on yellow card. I think it's better to take him out. You understand? Odoi will be more stable for us now. No need to bring in Abraham at this moment.
Okay, Siddhant.
But Mount complements Pulisic in a way. I think that is the only advantage we have here.
Yeah.
I think
Pulisic has been good.
That will be.
Yeah, Pulisic has been good. Okay, but we need a player to match that pace he's putting on that wing. If we bring in Odoi, I am sure Luis will be committed into so many things. You understand? Because Luis will be drawn out to the wing. And when he comes out, we can have a Giroud making movements inside the midfield. And Luis will be committed a lot. And I'm
we
sure
know he gets dragged easily. We know that already.
No, he's like that.
Guys, we'll have to wind up. The second half has started, so we'll see you all after the match. All right? Okay.
Up the Chelsea boys.
Yes, up the Chelsea.
All right.
Hey everyone. A lot of points to discuss, and the only thing I don't understand, why is there no replay for that goalkeeper going out of the box? I mean, a lot of injury timings where they could have played that. They showed that Oba goals many times, but not this. Is there something going on? All right, Andrew. Andrew? Please unmute yourself. Huh? Wait. I think I had the settings. Yeah, now it's fine. Yes. Now just unmute yourself. You're on. Yeah.
Hi. Just not our day. I think Cesar Azpilicueta, we saw his lack of speed. That looked like the Cesar Azpilicueta of the start of the season. Obviously losing Pulisic, was just a complete hammer blow. Yeah, I think we just have to accept that if we're going to win an FA Cup, we just hope Arsenal aren't on the other side of the, aren't the opposition. They just seem to be our bogey team. Where it goes. Still, we're in the Champions League next year, and this was a transitional season. It's still a good season. It's just a disappointment on the day, and I think we just have to move on. I didn't think Anthony Taylor had a particularly good game, but he didn't. No, we didn't look like winning the game in the second half, so can't have too many complaints.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor was. I mean, those yellows were flying everywhere. I mean, anyway, that spoils the pace of the game, spoils the fun, spoils the passion. I mean, just the aggression. It's a part of the game. You can't just take it away by handing out yellows as if it's candies, man. But not our day, obviously not our day. I mean, let's see. I mean, a lot of best of luck to Anthony Taylor making the report after the match with all the blunders he's pulled today. And that referee report is going to look like a joke, to be honest.
Sorry, I was just trying to update things. Yeah. To be very frank, the second half started well, but throughout the flow of our game was interrupted by pure referee decisions. You look at the replays. First of all, the Kovacic yellow. I mean, the first yellow itself was harsh. Second was completely stupid. I mean, there was no yellow in the first place, and they gave him a red. Okay, now he's out. Now I feel sad for the way Pedro had to exit this way. I mean, it is not. Hope he does not have a what do you say, a serious injury or something. But this actually stood up. But if you look at the goal, the finishing, in during the halftime, I mean, a couple of us came down, and not couple of, around 10 of us were here. We were discussing the same thing. We were discussing the finishing of Oba, possible red card. We discussed that here, and then the same thing happened. I mean, a second red card for Kovacic, and the substitutes coming in. We thought Barkley would be a good thing. To Barkley came in, but I think apart from the real worry of the defense, I think defense, even though there was a bit of shaky thing, but still defense wasn't the problem today. I feel. I mean, it was a problem, but it wasn't the real problem, to be very frank. And we could have come back, but it was purely the London is red along with the ref. That's what I guess.
I think the referee just deserved to give us some explanation on what happened.
Why is there no replay for that? I mean, I hope right now the pundits are sitting down and watching that. I don't know if they're showing it, but why they're not even showing that replay?
I think.
Yeah, Mufid.
He was running towards that instead of his leg being outside. They need to check if he was holding the ball within the box. I think that's what it needs to be. The ball. I mean, the player can be outside, but the ball has to be held inside the box.
Yeah, okay, but why wasn't actually he? I mean,
a clear look.
No, I mean during the if the ball crosses the post. I mean, what do you call that technology? I mean, it shows in the watch.
Goal line.
Yeah, goal line technology. But how can the ref know that from the position he is? Why isn't there a VAR or something? Even check it, at least for the sake of
it was I guess it was a linesman's call.
Linesman's call, yeah.
To assist the referee in this, and I'm not sure if he would have handled it outside the box. Would it been a red card or not? I doubt it would be though. So
it wouldn't have been a red card. It would have been a free kick. It would have been a direct free kick.
Yeah, so then VAR does not have jurisdiction to look over it. But at the same time, nothing stops them from showing the replays and showing everyone that Anthony Taylor, whether he got it right or not. So from the angle we were looking at, from the camera angles of the shoot, that they were showing.
No, I don't think there is a problem with.
Like that. The ball was.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't think there is a problem with with everyone, because clearly they're not showing the replay itself. I mean, it's fine, but altogether it gives a very bad something is wrong somewhere. Seriously.
Very dicey, yeah, very, very dicey, the whole
So
situation.
honestly, something is wrong somewhere because Tyler, the central referee, I think he got it so wrong today. And I just wonder how the report is going to be. He got it so very, very wrong. But from my clear view of the goalkeeper situation, it's very clear. The goalkeeper's foot was outside the box, but his hands were inside. Yeah. So this is two things. So it's definitely not a foul from my own view. But on the other way around, the second yellow card to Kovacic, I don't know what he was communicating with the VAR, why he has to give that yellow card. There was purely no contact. It was just a matter of, there was an incident of two players rushing to meet for one ball, but no contact. And he gave out a yellow card. The first one was even supposed to be a red card to an Arsenal player. He gave out a yellow card to Kovacic, and he made the second blunder. So I think the ref, they need to question him on the decisions he has made. This is one. Number two, I still don't see the full function of VAR in football. Because if VAR was active, they should have called back that incident. Even the goalkeeper issue, VAR should have brought it back to the notice of the goalkeeper, even if the linesman misses it out. You understand? So this okay, we understand the match is over. They won the game, but we just have to understand where we got it wrong. You understand? Like I said during the halftime, if you guys reason with me, I said Lampard have to quickly go back to a back four. The loss of Aspilicueta in that midfield is a problem. He should return back to a back four, modify the midfield. But he didn't do that. You understand? Yeah. So since he didn't do that, we had that gap. There is no one stopping that run of Aubameyang. That is the basic problem we have. If the ball goes out, immediately Crescenti went for the tackle. Even the second goal, to me, VAR is wrong because there was a foul on Crescenti, and still he didn't stop the game. He allowed the play to continue, despite the player was on the floor. So VAR also has a question to answer there. And the basic thing is there was nobody covering that defense. Whenever the defenders make any move, we are open at the back. So that is just it. I give them congratulations, but I think we still have to do better. Our midfield, now Frank Lampard is busy buying only the attackers.
See, Andrew.
Do you want to say something? Last words?
Not our day. But everyone take care out there. I don't know what it's like in Doha right now, but COVID-19 is still very much a threat here in London. So everyone take the precautions and stay safe.
Cheers, man. Cheers, man.
Okay.
Take care.
And next season will be better.
You too. Yeah, you too.
Cheers, man.
We'll see you again. We'll meet again. Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Joshua.
Yeah. So what I was saying, honestly, I think Frank Lampard needs to sit up. Honestly, he has been so wonderful this season, we know. But you didn't have the market. You were using these boys to do something good. Now you have the market, and you concentrate basically on only the attack and midfield, not even the defensive side of the midfield. I am being 75% sure that Kante will leave. From the look of things. From the look of things, if Real Madrid come calling seriously, Kante will go, because the medical team, I don't know what the medical teams are doing in Chelsea. We have too many injuries. It has never been like this before.
Yeah, very surprising. Yeah, today was very surprising when it comes to injuries. It's not the usual us.
It's not usual. Aspilicueta has been the only player since the past 8 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, in Chelsea. He has never been injured.
Never. Yeah.
Never. The only most consistent player. I wonder what is happening.
Yeah, we need to look at
all
the fact
the
that
players are going on hamstring injuries.
Yeah, summer usually takes a toll. Summer is usually, that's why they avoid games in summer. It takes a toll on the players, and there's a lot of back-to-back matches. I mean, there's a lot of factors when it comes to injuries. So training is aggressive as well, because there is such frequent. They get less recovery time altogether.
They train more. They
Yeah.
train more. From the look of things, they train more. They recover lesser than the normal time. That's why Lampard have to look into the team. I think honestly, we need 2 central defenders.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why he wants to buy Havertz. Honestly, till today, I keep saying that. I don't know why. This is £100 million. £100 million. We can splash that on 2 central defenders. One left back, throw away the 2 guys we have there, Alonso and Emerson. Throw them away. Get somebody there to close up that gap. And for Havertz's position, honestly, we have players to fill in that gap. Why are we getting a new number 10? To me, I think it's not really ideal. Honestly, he needs to look into that defensive aspect. Our problem this season has been the defense. From my own view, the defense has been inexperienced and it has been very shaky. We need to I think he needs to look on those areas.
All right, Joshua, thank you. We'll just get a couple of inputs from the others as well. Can I go to Mr. Karunay?
Well, yeah. See, starting with injuries, we were very unfortunate today, especially since our best 2 players, or critically the most important players, had to leave because of hamstring injuries. Aspi and Pulisic. Pulisic may have even scored, had he not been hamstrung at that point of time. And then the rub of the green absolutely went against us. You take all the instances, like Joshua said, the Christensen foul, then, the Kovacic red. These are all, critical moments which went against us, unfortunately. And on top of that, I would still say that Arsenal deserved this win because, Oba made a lot of difference. He was the difference between 2 sides, number 1. Number 2, the way they came back to the match after the first 15 minutes was just awesome, Arteta has instilled, passion and intensity into this, ragged team, who now, no one expected to do well, at least this season. And now, we had to find our own solutions, especially with the central defense, because Rudiger seems awful, especially with his feet when he tries to pass a ball. Zuma is really good, but again, while passing the ball, you have to hold your breath. You really don't know what they're going to do with the ball. Both of them. But Zuma is definitely better, I would say. Christensen had some glorious tackles today, interceptions, which helped us definitely. But all in all, we have to say that we were not the dominant force that we imagined we would be before the beginning of the match. Mainly because they had a game plan and Oba was different. Even Pepe was all over the field doing a great job today for them. That's it, and the critical moments that went against us made all the difference. So a bad day at the office for Lampard. Hopefully we'll come back all the more stronger with some astute additions to the squad in the central defense, plus the GK. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
We saw the Sheffield United game. I mean, we had nothing to complain. But today's game, before Pulisic, coming into the second half, even when Pulisic was injured, we never thought that we would actually have to see all this. We thought there would be some kind of fight, but that flow of game was never there. I mean, throughout, it was not there. I mean, it was like stop. Even in the end, when I think. Do you seriously think that he was fouled in the penalty box, the last one, Pedro?
Pedro outside the box, actually, in the D,
Yeah.
Outside the 6-yard box. He was, felled by Pepe.
No, I mean, the injury he got, was there a foul?
I don't think so, because I don't think so.
Yeah, this reminded me of the Salah Ramos situation in the Champions League final.
Exactly.
Because Pedro was trying to get a cheeky one in there as well. This
Yeah.
is where he blocked his shoulder in the tackle as well. I mean, you have to be very tactical at that situation. He was trying to win the ball there and get a chance for us. but then risking it. I mean, this is why Ramos got a lot of hate back then as well, if you remember, and everyone was in favor of Salah because he was attacking and Ramos tackled him and things like that. I think, but we can consider this as the same situation in a way. Where it's a 50-50 thing. I mean, as even when Joshua was mentioning about both the players going for the tackle and it was a 50-50 situation, it all comes down to the referee at the end. I mean, even whatever the VAR says is just a suggestion what they will give, or they will just explain the situation better over the voice. But decision still lies with the referee.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to hide behind the ref, but today's match was a referee was actually the what do you say? He actually played. So
Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking at halftime, right? Halftime we mentioned the same thing. I mean, the game it started off well, but then it was being spoiled because of the whole. I mean, we won the first goal, and then of course the intensity goes higher, and we want more goals, and we want to end it in a style that we want. And then when the referee starts to play his game,
Siddhant.
Well, I'll just put it this way. Like, see, it was the scoreline is just 2-1. Even though we played bad, the referee was against us. We got all these cards. The scoreline is still only just 2-1, right? It was two good goals by Oba. I mean, the penalty, of course, is a goal. I mean, and his that flick was really good. And so we can't fault any of our people for not, it was, of course, the build up to it, definitely you could have thought that, but it's just two goals, right? 2-1. And it was a close game in that scoreline. However, if you see the way we played was all over the place. We couldn't string a few passes, just like we said earlier, when they are clearing the ball as well, their passes from the back line. It was just not going forward. Yeah, it was always coming back towards us. So that way, I also want fault Lampard in not able to make the changes like we want him to, because he had two early injuries, and we were not sure whether we could get additional injuries or not. So he kept it until the 75th minute actually to make those changes. And I guess we could wait. We would have to wait on that. Overall, I mean, definitely a brilliant season for us, considering from a year ago. I'm happy with that. Except that I agree with the scoreline, but I don't agree with the way the events turned out. Right. So yes, we did not make chances enough to score more than we had. That was correct, but at the same time, we didn't get that opportunity. Before Pedro's injury, there was a push on Pepe outside the box that should have been given a foul. We could have got that. And you said about Koa as well. Two very, very soft, cards, and which then resulted in a red card. So
are you guys seeing the picture just posted? The goalkeeper is outside.
Yo, is he? Yeah, that's the thing.
Just check the group. Just check our group right now.
Oh, exactly. This is the thing about the goalkeeper thing. I understand. The ball has to be in the air in the area of the penalty box, and that's when it's okay for the goalkeeper to handle it. However, from the direction and the angle we were looking at it did not look like the ball was in the box. The initial handling of the ball while Martinez was in the air, the ball was still outside when he landed, and his arm stretched out and kept it inside the box. So I really think he had handled it outside the box, and it should have been. There you go. See, there you go. There, it's clearly outside the box, and that would have been another free kick for us. And that's both these positions were Alonso's strong point.
The ball was clearly. I think his head was in. I don't know if they.
That doesn't matter. Okay. The ball has to be in, irrespective of the goalkeeper's body.
Such a big joke. Yeah.
The ball has to be in the penalty box. So.
But they never showed the replay, which is baffling.
Absolutely. Absolutely, they didn't show the replay about it, and That's
it doesn't
very
I
augur
think
well for yeah. It doesn't.
even the broadcasters wanted Arsenal in Europe, I guess.
yes, it's more money than Wolves for broadcasters to be
Yeah, but
for Arsenal to be in Europe.
if you look
So
at the comments
Yeah.
on BBC, you can see a lot of people, talking about this even after the win. Arsenal win. Why didn't they show this?
Yeah, even the Arsenal players are not so proud of coming back to
Exactly.
Europa.
I mean,
But it's
people
actually
are
a financial advantage. It's a lot of money to be in Europe.
Yeah.
of course,
Why not? They would. I mean, they don't. The fans don't understand the back office side of it. But then it is money at the end. It's all about money. Anyway, guys, but this thing, all
just
this whole
one
thing,
second.
Nihad was being lovely.
One second. Roshan, are you online?
Yeah, yes, Nihat.
Yes, we
I'm
were
with
just
you guys.
discussing. Why don't you just come with your inputs?
See, I know ref made a huge impact in on today's result. But let's be honest, we were outplayed in the last maybe 20-25 minutes in the first half. Then just when we are just about in control during the 60-minute mark, that's when Oba scored, and we were 11 on 11 at that point, and so Zuma was easily beaten. I don't think that was a foul on Christensen, to be honest. It's just his follow through. So yeah, it's a younger player. We never young players. We never expected to win the trophy. It's hard to swallow because we lost in the finals. But on the balance of the game, it was always expected to be tight. But the ref ruined it. To be honest, really, the ref absolutely baffling decisions. It should have been a red card for the goalkeeper if that image is not edited. So it's
Right now,
very
all
poor.
these pictures have all the possibilities of being edited. So you never know. Let's see.
Nihad, by the way, can it be a red or a yellow? I'm not
I
sure
think it
about
would be a yellow. I don't think it would be a red.
Yeah, it would be a foul for sure. But yeah, red is too. I don't think it would be a red for handling the ball.
Yellow plus a free kick, I think,
Yes.
from that
Yellow and a
position.
free kick. That's what I understand. So yellow and a free kick.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like an attacking situation where the ball was in the feet of the player or something like that. It was
Exactly.
way ahead, yeah. At least 6 feet, 7 feet away from the player.
Yeah. In a way, it's good that the season is over. We had so many issues.
We are still in Champions League, guys. Because season is over for us. But then
Yes, and it's one of our favorite stadiums in Champions League to play, right?
Yeah.
We've got good memories of that stadium. Very good memories of that
So,
stadium.
all right. So, guys, we'll wind this up. It's been some time
man.
we've started this. Anyways, thank you so much, and it was a
Thanks,
very good session. And we could have
to end on a positive note, like Siddhant said, we have so many good memories also all through the season. So while signing off, I don't want to say a negative thing and get away from here. So I think well played,
yeah,
Chelsea.
obviously, we had a very good season. To be very frank, we never expected this to be end like this. We never expected top four, and we never expected a FA Cup final also. So we have done something really good to be proud of. So next season we should be a step ahead of where we are today. So
we should.
Let's hope for
this night was a bonus. Actually, this was a bonus night for us. None of us expected a top four finish. So next season is where we have to kick off. I desperately hope we buy a centre back. We need a centre back.
I was going to watch for that because we need central defenders. I mean, buying all those forwards, we have so many players there, from the academy itself who are midfielders. We don't need such a big buy from midfielders. But
if you see Manchester City, the main difference from last year to this year was their defense. They had the same attacking players. See how back they went with their defense.
Liverpool is the best example, man. Because this is the repeat of the episode Klopp had in the first season. This is exactly the second season where he was buying the strikers first, and then he kind of found the gaps where because he was scoring goals, but as long as you're conceding goals, no way Premier League and stuff like that, you're not winning it.
And the worrying thing is we are not linked with any centre backs or even a defensive midfielder who will step in for Conte. There's no one will step in for Conte. So I don't know. See, you cannot win 4-3, 4-3, 5-3 every match day, and it's very demotivating for the players. Even if you keep winning, conceding goals will affect your morale. It's
tiring, man. It's so tiring. Oh,
I mean, looking at the medical fitness of the players. I mean, how many injuries today? That one thing. And secondly, we have the season starting again in under 1 month. I mean, we don't have much of a break.
40
So
days.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
and you're playing Champions League as well, so
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
yeah.
Champions
I
League.
think they have put up a case saying people who are playing
delay.
Champions League, they delay the. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, they got a nice big break in the middle already since the beginning of the year. But then
And I
this
think,
is not the usual the pace that they
but
are
that
used to.
break will screw you up. You know why? That break is like,
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what to come, what to expect. I mean, you're not regularly fit. You're not regularly practicing.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
I
course
mean,
not.
I mean, maybe that is the reason why they're not fit right now. You never know. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not
Yeah. Of
pushing their
course. Of
limit. Yeah.
course. Yeah. Of course. Of course. It's very tiring. Yeah. It's
But
Christmas break
yeah.
all over again. Yeah.
But I think it helped Chelsea and Tottenham, to come back a little more consistently, And we
It
did a good
affected
job of
Leicester
yeah.
the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the way
Absolutely.
players have responded after the break as well has been nice. Giroud,
Absolutely.
Billy Gilmore, Mason Mount, Pulisic.
Oh
Man, it's
yeah.
just surprising to see the pace and the energy these guys have. It's so nice, so nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I have no complaints from this season, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
way above what we expected, to be honest. Lampard's
Exactly.
first season, he's doing well. No worries at all.
All right, guys. This was
Guys,
recorded.
seriously.
I'll edit this a bit, and this will be available on
Awesome.
YouTube and our channel.
Thank
So
you.
you
Awesome.
guys can, who hasn't watched can go through it. All right. So
Thank you.
thank you once
Cheers, man.
again. Good
Thanks,
night.
guys.
Good
Cheers.
night, everyone. Good night.
Have a nice day, and hope we beat Bayern Munich 4-3.
Cheers, guys.
Yes, absolutely.
4-0. Sorry.
4-0, absolutely.
4-0, 4-0. Cheers, guys. Good night. Good night, guys.
Yeah, all right. Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Good night,
Yeah.
all. Good night.
Good night.
Eid Mubarak again. Eid Mubarak. Bye-bye.
Eid
Yeah,
Mubarak
Eid
to all
Mubarak.
of you.
Eid Mubarak. Yeah. Bye, Joshua. Bye.